As you can see, this is a beautiful Saturday morning. Quite strange really, because last night before I went to bed, as I looked out the back door, letting Jack of course go out for his near to midnight piddle, there was snow. There was like a little blizzard going on and high wind, and it was fiercely cold. And now this morning it's all back to this gorgeous spring-like exuberance. Spring is a fickle girl. So this morning I thought I'd take you down to the Fairywood, because there's just so many primroses down there. I don't know if I showed you what I've been doing around the tire plantings. I'm setting in some little stones, little bits of earth, and then some cuttings of ivy and London Pride. And the ivy will grow up the tyres, like they've done over there. You see where Jack is standing? The ivy has gone right up over, I think it's 2 or 3 big tyres. So, let's go off down into the Fairywood. Come on, Jack. Can you hear the pigeons? When they start singing like that, that's always a beautiful sign of almost sort of early summer. It reminds me of long, I won't say hot days, but long, warm days here in the west of Ireland. You can see all the black currant bushes are popping. Anyway, I can get so easily sidetracked. Oh yes, like all that lovely rhubarb. A few plants I have to pot over here. You can see I've been busy. But, come on, let's keep going. Look at this. This beautiful green mantle, dotted with primroses, and soon there'll be violets and wild orchids. I'm stopping every so often to drink my coffee. Yes, this is the one-handed movie making. Just coming down the steps. I've got coffee in one hand, camera in the other, and my glasses on. Now someone asked me how much a ton of gravel was. Well, I'm going to shock you by saying that in total I've spread, well, myself and my daughter spread the first 3. I spread the final 4th one. Just over €100 including delivery. So 4 ton of gravel, going up towards half of €1,000. But that's the kind of person I am. I have no problem spending money on the land. I'm very loath to spend money on my cottage. I think to myself, well, it's where I sleep, it's where I make my food. But this place isn't about a cottage. It's about Mother Earth. That's where my joy lies. Now look at all these primroses And we're just walking along this little path past the wood pile. And look at the primroses. Aren't they beautiful? And to my right is the spring well. I'll show you. The spring well just looks like a pool, like a very still pool. And it's only when you look downstream that you can see how much water is flowing. And if I go down further, you'll be able to hear the little waterfall. But let's just look down into the spring well. Now down here, let me just tuck that cup under my arm. In this little spot here, every so often you'll see a little bit of movement. And that's where the water is bubbling up from the aquifer. Probably not going to do any movement now. Very gentle. Water's quite secretive, you know. You know that? It's quite secretive, but look at that flow. Isn't that amazing? The spring well, of course, was what I dug out. I dug this out at the very beginning of the Bealtaine project. I write about this in my book, A Cottage and 3 Acres. This spring well didn't exist before. And that's why it's so magical. Because when you see all this water flowing down through the stream, down into the pond, and then down along the driveway, you have to ask yourself, where did all this water go before the Bealtaine project? Anyway, I can lose myself in that. I know water is very secretive and it's very magical. And it's very slowly revealing its secrets to us. Very slowly. And there's the fairy tree, all the stems of the fairy tree. And someone asked, is it coming back into growth? Well, look at that. It couldn't be healthier. It'll take a few years to get back to its beautiful, powerful, elegant, otherworldly state. But look what's growing beneath it. Elder. There's Jack, look. He's been chased by the fairies. He's playing with them. Look. Look, he gets incredibly energized when we come down here. Look at his face. Jack. Oh, there he goes again. He's doing little circuits of joy, like the spiral of life. Jack? What is it? What is it? You see something, don't you? You see, Jack is in the other world at the moment. I'm just stood here on the edge, peeping in. Look at all the beautiful spurge. It's the most gorgeous mantle. Continue up this path. And then up here, this has only been revealed to me recently. It's quite a journey that I'm on here. Look, there's big slabs of stones there. Can you see them? covering over something. They look as though they're all set in place. And then there's this big stone here, and sometimes quite a lot of water flows down this little ditch that I dug out. So now we're climbing up quite a steep bank and out of the fairy wood. And I'll just turn the camera back round. You can see what we're leaving behind. Blessings to you all on this beautiful morning.